The Journey of Mission to MACE. This is Mission to MACE podcast with Siriwich Chinkan.
Hello friends, it's me, Siriwich Chinkarn. Cabin crews, prepare for takeoff. Please take your seat and fasten your seat belt. Enjoy. This episode of Mission to MACE podcast is Design Thinking for Startups EP11. Let's talk about it. From the video about how not to sell in the selling class. The situation shows how people selling the same product. It is a pen. Every people try to explain the feature of the pen, such as how does it work and how it looks like. At first, I thought about present the feature and benefit of the product. The question is, how can you sell the pen? It is quite like the standard question to check the personal cleverness. After the research, the recommendation for an answer to this question is to ask the question back, such as how often you use the pen, what type of pen that you usually use. It is the question to identify the need and wants of customers. For the second video, it showed another way of selling. The guy in the video asks the client to borrow the pen to sign the paper. The client doesn't have a pen. So, the client needs to buy one. It is the way to identify demand from customer. He asked by open probing question. As from video of Ago Cloytons about open-ended questions for sales. In this video, I have learnt that the quality of your conversation depends on the quality of your question. So, the question is so important. There are 5 example open-ended question sales that he usually asked. The first question is, can you imagine we were sitting down exactly 1 year from now, what would be different? It aims to know what would have changed. It let the client think about themselves and encourage them to think about their future. The second question is asked to identify one problem which you most want to get rid of. It seems this question aims to define the client's threat. While receiving the answer, think about how we might be able to help the client. The third question is, what is the number one opportunity that you see to create change or improvement in this moment? Then ask to find one thing that definitely has to change that would have the biggest impact. The final question is, what is the number one thing that your people would need right now in order to become more successful? This is the way to find the most needed to be an achievement. All the question aim to define the most needs of the customer. It need follow up by questions such as why would it matter, and why would you want to do this? One important thing that I learned in this video is time. You need to give the client enough time to think things through and to respond to your question. Let the silence be an advantage. Let the client take time to finish their answer. The simple open question started with what, when, why, where and how. For example, the salesperson asked customer, can I help? So the answer might be yes or no. That would make it be a close question. If change the question to how can I help you? That would be an open question to respond. Sometimes close question is chosen to ask first to approach to open question. For example, are your business going well? Then ask to follow question by what is it makes you successful. It creates a conversation and it makes the other person feel that you are interested. The intonation is also an important thing that makes the question different. There are all the ways to make selling more efficiency. Although, my future career might not a salesperson, but it can adapt to use when presenting or when to define needs and wants of the customer. Thank you very much for spending your time listening to our Mission to MACE podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and catch our next episode. We have a lot of good stuff there. See you.